Open up the cell. Yeah, try to lay her down with the blanket like you going through.
Different than we did them last year. East side, north side, let's connect, what up? South side, west side, let's connect, what up? Make this paper off the bars of the beat, stack paper, get paper together, bon appetit. You know the motto, 2 L's up, you 2 L's.
Salute, 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 salute. Y'all almost just caught an episode of one of the many bloopers that you can make doing this thing. But I just want to take this time, to thank all the people for pulling up. We're gonna give people an opportunity to really sit down, get themselves something to drink. I'm truly honored to have my guest up here. This is my big sis. We're gonna let her just give you a little bit of her background. For those in the culture who don't know her, those across the globe who might have heard of her, live and direct, you'll be able to learn some things and so on and so forth. You should probably, sitting there getting herself all together, But also, while we're here, just take this time to like I said, go get yourselves, some refreshments. I'm not gonna take up too much of your time this evening. This is definitely gonna be a part 2. I've been trying to make sure that we drop content on both the Super Chat channel as well as the Rocky Kids channel, as well as Politics as Usual. We trying to make sure we keep the people up close and personal with all the things that we got and all the events that we got coming up. Patty, you good?
Okay. Yes, it was static.
No doubt. Just to the world, I would like to introduce the world to my sis. Someone I'm truly honored to have, known for this long amount of time, and I'm gonna let her, introduce herself and let y'all kind of get familiar. Here you go, Hattie. It's all yours, right?
Okay, hi, I'm Hattie. Y'all know me as, on my social media as Hattie-Lo. I've been around for, 30 plus years. I was married into it, I stuck around. I was married.
You can say it.
I was married to Buff.
Okay. Shout out to Buff, man. Free Buffalo. Free Frank.
Yeah. Salute. Yes.
Salute.
Free all Panna, Frankie Boo, Buffalo, and whoever else is, incarcerated. I lived in Albany Projects, at the time. When I first met up with, Buff or whatever the case may be, it was probably like 88. I say 88, 89, He wound up doing a skid bid, probably in I think 89. When he 88, 89, he came back out, I still continue to deal with him, further on from there, But, I've been around, a lot of people don't know me. Well, they say they don't know me. They probably know of me. It is 2 different, categories.
All right, let me make sure I let the people know. So for those who don't know, who follow the culture or not follow the culture, Buffalo is iconic in this movement. I know some of these names y'all probably heard of or didn't hear of or so on and so forth because other names kind of overshadow some of the things that some of these other people who put in a lot of work in this culture did. But one thing we will do while we're still alive and those individuals are still alive is make sure that they get their flowers while they're still here. Buff was extremely instrumental from the John and to the culture itself. So if you running with them L's and you following the polo movement, so on and so forth, Buffalo is definitely somebody that you could put in a hierarchy as far as this movement is concerned. And like Hattie-Lo said, you know, she's was married to him, so you know that's going to be one of my questions. Like, you know, as a wife, that's one thing I wouldn't be able to explain to the people, the conditions that a wife would probably have to endure dealing with one of the iconic low lives, or somebody in the low culture. So if you could just give us a small what what it would entail back then to really uh hold us down on that level.
Uh being a wife back then to a low life was totally different than what it is today. You know, I see a lot of women is territorial, but it would you'd have lost your mind back then. Um, it was really based on money, hoes, and clothes, and it was more so you hear about get down and lay down inside of the movie, but it was really get down and lay down. And back then, you
Right.
know, being on St. John's, they had that beautiful wall. The wall, they had the low wife name on the wall, and they had all the low life names on the wall. You know, and there was a lot of names up there. You know, as far as low wives. Um, I remember being out there, everybody standing up out there, and some guys came down on, but they shot up the John, and my kids was out there, and Pup grabbed one kid, Spirit got shot. I grabbed my other kid. It was real. It was real, you know.
No doubt. Shout out to Spirit. Shout out to Pup, man. Welcome home, Pup. That's what's up. You know,
Yes.
it just goes to show, man. You know, one thing I can always say is that back in them days, even though we might have been at each other's throats and at each other's necks, and it was like, uh, we was like the we were like the Robin Hoods that are Robin Hood, which is crazy. So we was taking from the uppers, and still would take from each other. You know, if you wasn't tough enough to kind of hold yourself down, you know, again, I want to make sure I take this time to apologize to anybody that back in those days that we might have hurt or embarrassed or stood there while you got embarrassed or anything of that nature. You know, you talking about 30 plus years. We have grown. A lot of us are
that,
grandparents now.
that's a fact.
We are not thinking about something 30 plus years ago. I promise you that. You know, and the Ralphie Kids channel is gonna actually do its best to kind of bridge that gap to show the transformation from those type of movies to the type of movies that we're making now. You know, it's a lot different. Um, but Hattie, if you don't mind explaining, because I know you said the John, but in the area, like where exactly did you live at in that era?
In Albany Projects.
Okay. The famous Albany projects. Uh, you know, a lot of dope names came from Albany projects. If you follow the hip hop culture, Homer DJ Scratch,
That's
and,
right. Half a
especially
mil.
Albany Day.
Yeah.
A lot of individuals will pop up. Albany Day. You could mess around and see Kane, EPMD, or whoever. Coming through. So
True.
to live there, that's huge. That's definitely huge. That's for all them hip hop heads. If you want some hip hop culture, Albany Projects is somewhere where you might want to find one of them historians and get the history of Albany Projects.
True.
But yeah, go ahead, Hattie. Let us. Did you live on the old side or the new side of the project?
Old side.
Okay. Old building, old
Yeah.
side. Shout out
180.
to shout out to the Woods family, man. from the old side.
I
You
know
know,
that's right.
shout
Because
out to the Woods family. You know, they don't get enough.
Cindy Woods kept me fly.
No doubt.
No matter
Definitely
what
shout out
they
to the Woods
did, no
family.
matter who did drugs, no matter what kind of drugs nobody did, I braid up Cindy Woods hair. Yes, I do hair, and I've been doing hair for many a years. I braid Cindy Woods hair. I got head ski suits. I was fly from braiding and buff. No.
So, hold on. You said you've been doing hair how long?
Since I was 8 years old.
Okay, okay. So, I mean, is that what you do now for profession? Like you currently
No,
do here now?
it's time for work now, but I'm gonna always do hair. I'm gonna
Okay,
always do
okay.
hair until my hands can't work no more, because that's in my heart. Um, I would never stop. I would never stop. You know, I've been doing it from I was 8 years old, and starting out doing hair for $5. I remember even doing a whole head of box braids for 20 with curls on the end. So you start from somewhere, and you do it until you no longer have to introduce yourself.
No doubt.
My latest idea is to teach little girls how to braid. Um, because it's a great thing. I went to Wilfred in '89,
Okay.
and they teach you everything, but braiding is something that I did before even going in there. So it was best to come out, with. I always thought about, you go in the area that makes the money, and
Okay. And braiding is definitely it. You know, them invisible braids is by by far. You know, if you got a woman or you deal with women, you know them invisible braids is unbelievable. Uh,
yes,
but that's definitely what's up.
but
As
yeah,
far as
okay.
like, let's just say a young lady or a younger girl would like to get into that craft and really perfect her craft. What are some things or what which way would you guide her as far as like the stages?
The stages of, do it, go into it, but don't do it just for the money part of it. Do it because it's in your heart. When you do it from your heart, you get it done. You want to make it to where you start out where, a lot of people complain, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired. When there's been times where I've done five box braids in one day, where you go into an African shop where 2 and 3 people was over your head. I was only one person. And there's times where you come out the shop, it's no clock. It's no clock. You press no clock. It's been times where my hours of work was 8 to faint, you know.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
8 to 10. I'm at to steal that one. Eight to
Even
think.
e- even when I broke my ankle, I had my foot up, still braiding here in the shop. I've worked in many shops. I helped out in many shops. It's what I do. I love it. For any young girl wanting to do it, do it. It's something that you would love to do, especially when you're creative. You like designing and things like that. You can hit me up. You can hit me up. I'll show you how to do it. I'll show you how to, make a hair page, or whatever you need in that area of doing hair. Um, even if someone needs to rent a booth at this time, I could direct you in that area also.
Appreciate you. I got another one for you. So when you was in your in your bag showing up in the shops and you was at it, right? Ate to think, as you would say, right?
Hmm.
During that time period, because I know a little bit about dealing with clients as
Hmm.
far as when these women go to the hair salon and so on and so forth. Did you trust your clients enough for them not to have to put a deposit, or for you was it deposits is mandatory? Like ain't nobody.
That's that new corny stuff.
Oh, okay.
To me, that's corny. You know, first of all, you have to believe in the person that's gonna do your hair. That's first and foremost. I done generations, where it's 5 generations of family members that I have done. You know, taking a deposit from someone and then someone complaining at the same time of them giving you a deposit don't go together. That's all this new stuff going on. You know, back then you made an appointment and that's that. It's been many a year since you can walk in and get me. I don't do the walk-in thing, because that's where the bad mind come in at, the walk-ins, because you pass 10 beauty parlors, but you want to walk into this one and ask for 5 different things, but you only want a price for one. So walk-ins become a little scary, but that's why a lot of people is doing it. And then YouTube became the go-to now, where everybody is doing hair, whether it looks good or bad, everybody does hair.
Yeah.
But no, the deposit thing, that's different. That's new. I guess it goes along, I mean, with what they're doing now. But like I say, always perform until you no longer have to introduce yourself.
All right, here go a very good question for you. If you could turn back the hand of time, right, and talk to your younger self, what would you tell your younger self about your profession now?
I don't think I would have did things just a little bit different. I mean, I had the whole business where I had business partners where they bit me and things like that. You know, it's hard. It's hard. It's really hard. You know, running a business when it comes down to the hair thing. It's hard. And if anybody tell you that it's not, they're not telling the truth. You know, you got people who have businesses but still have a job because of what is going on in the world today, where everybody is doing hair, whether it's in their kitchen or their closet. So, you know, it has become very competitive, you know, but not everybody do it from the heart.
Got you. So I would assume, you know, and I keep hearing you say the heart thing, like uh, I was in the well, I'm currently in the field of I recruit for insurance companies, so I know, you know, as a recruiter, we know to get referrals, and you know, if you do a good job by somebody, especially with their insurance policy, they refer you and they keep you in your warm market. So I'm quite sure that's kind of in the hair field or any other field. If you do right by somebody, somebody would be glad to give you some referrals, and you ain't got to get out there in that cold market. You know
It's
that
true.
frozen tundra.
That's true. You know, there's been times where when you braid somebody hair, when Hattie braids somebody hair, you know, and people walking down the block, they be like, I know who did your hair. I know who did your hair.
That's
You
what's
know,
up.
and if they left out of, if they're not in contact with me no more, they ask the person, please give me her information. You know,
No,
so you know you're braiding. You people know who braid what and how to braid.
okay. You know, for if my daughters is in the chat, yeah, I know to make sure y'all hit on Hattie up. You know, yeah, I need y'all
Yes.
here. You know, especially before we go on this cruise, make sure you hit Hattie up. You know, but
And I do that every year before even dealing with the ladies group. I do that for schools. I pick like a school, um and I'll the school, I'll go to the PTA and I allow them to do a lottery of each grade, and a person from each grade of the school, I do their hair for free. That's my give
that's
back when it comes down to the kids, you know, as
that's
far as
the stuff.
school throughout the
Matter of
year.
fact, I just seen one of your flyers. You did something. I guess in conjunction with the barbershop where they was giving out free haircuts to the young men. And
Yes.
man, we definitely salute that. Any give back when you give back to your community. Now you're talking about moving on to the upper echelons of greatness. You can't sit there and be blessed and not blessed.
And not black. That's right. That's right.
So, man, oh man, oh man, and man, LRL,
And now
I'm
even school time is coming back, and what y'all can put up here for me, actually also that you could pick about 2 kids. If you let people put their names in, their kids' name in, that's in this area, in the Brooklyn area, that don't have a problem with getting to me. Um, and I can do 2 kids here for going back to school.
That's what's up. You heard that here first. Exclusive. See, you gotta. That's why you just never know what you should attend from what you shouldn't attend. So if y'all having little rough time with getting the kids back to school, making sure their hair is done, here it is. Hattie just letting you know. Just hit her up if you're in the Brooklyn area. You know, somehow we'll drop your IG link so that people know, where to follow you at, and so on and so forth, so that
Okay.
y'all can kind of build a network and so on and so forth. And that's what it's about, man. This culture brings people from all different forms, all different walks of life together globally. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I really appreciate y'all for pulling up. But man, Hattie, man, that's awesome, man. If you think about it, the little small, see, right now I put on a little bit of weight, but the little small skinny Chip, the little small skinny Hattie is up here, now blessing, I mean, sure enough, blessing the people, which is, man, that's a good thing, man.
Yeah.
Imagine, man, listen.
You have to give back. You have to keep your blessings going. You have to give
I'm,
back.
I'm gonna make sure, for all the people, that's watching, that tuned in, that came up here and spent their time. I'm gonna give y'all a few jewels real quick, right? If you want to sit there and you want to change your net worth, meaning change your family's legacy forever, go get a pen and paper, come back, type one in the chat, and I'm gonna give you the biggest gem, something that was taught to me to help you and help your family members, your children get to that next level. Because at the end of the day, only savings that was taught to us was, you go to school, get yourself a good job, put your money in the bank. That's what was taught to us. That is the old school way of thinking. Putting your money in the bank, your money don't grow fast enough for you to double your money. I'm gonna actually share some insight on some different accounts that you can start putting your money into, and your money will double for you at a faster clip, and how to check that. And I'm also teach y'all how to properly fill out them W-4 forms if you are employed on a job. Like I said, just type one in the comments, and after we wrap up with Hattie, y'all stay behind, and I got them gems for y'all, man. I really, really, really appreciate y'all. And I'm gonna show y'all how much I appreciate y'all
That's
by
amazing.
helping your family, you know, get to the next level. But back to Hattie. 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 I'm gonna tell you, I am beyond honored to be able to be one of the ones to interview you, knowing that you created, or you're the founder of a women's group. If you can explain to people what LRL is, how they can get involved, so on and so forth, that would be awesome.
Okay. You want the whole rundown, how we started,
Oh,
how it went?
all the good part. The other part, we're gonna say that for the Super Tribe channel, but
Okay.
all of the just the goodies.
Okay. Um, I started moving around a little bit more, and always went to the events, and always seen that it was always the guys always getting together. Wow, always the guys getting together. Where the girls? Like, come on, we need some females around here, to do what some legwork, some community service and things like that. And some years ago, I would talk to Ski, and Ski always said, "Man, good luck, Hattie.
Mhm.
Good luck, good luck."
Mhm.
And then
R.I.P. Ski
talk.
Black.
I would talk with Halo. I would talk with Trizzy. I would talk with Prance. It was several people that I would talk to, along the sides throughout the years. And one day I started going around to the ladies, those that I knew, those that I interact with outside of the culture, and I let them know, I want to do something with the ladies, those who I always see, very helpful and doing things, the similar things that I do. You know, I have stood up by myself, Thanksgiving Day, and cooked a whole feast, and stood up in the shop and fed the people who was less fortunate to prepare meals. And I said, nah, I can do this with a whole group. It
That's
don't
what's
just
up.
have to be me by myself. And I put a post up, and when I put a post up and I asked for all women, it didn't matter whether they was from the culture or not from the culture, or wherever they stood in life, come through, come on, let's do this. Let's get sisterhood and put it on the road. Even though we're gonna go up under the umbrella of the culture, we're still gonna do legwork that men don't do. And women contacted, and women reached out, and it was me and another young lady, Pam Livingston, that they had to reach out to. And they reached out, those who reached out, and we still here. We're still here, and we do book bag drives, we do photo shoots for the kids. um we doing community service, and we have so much in store. you know the cancer things that we're about to do, and um giving back to those who's locked up and things like that. One thing about these ladies, they come together. They might look separated here and there, but when it's time to do things, they come together. Everybody comes together as one. And it was a struggle in the beginning. It was a struggle in the beginning, but we at the level now where we doing what we got to do instead of what we want to do.
Got you.
you know the give back, to see the smiles on these kids' face, and the parents going, "This stuff is for free? Are you for real?" It's amazing. It's not. Some things don't even have to be televised. Some things don't even need to be videoed, but you do it to let people know that there's people out there for you. There's people out there for you. You might not see it, you might not hear about it, but there is people out there for you. This culture is not only for just the eye. There is people in here who's genuinely helpful in a lot of different aspects. All you have to do is just ask about it.
And what's so crazy about that is, I'm saying, I don't want to tear up anything like that, but it sounds so familiar. Like when we put ULL together, I mean, we reached out to every team leader, to every founder, to every co-founder, whatever it is in the culture, whether you was a polo person or not a polo person, we didn't care. If you were doing something positive and you really want to make a change in life and help individuals, we gave them all an opportunity to come join us, and let's put our resources together and go tackle this as a squad.
As a squad,
Uh,
that's right.
there's a lot of individuals who stood up, and there's a lot of individuals who took that paperwork, boarded up, and flew it like paper airplanes. and it's all good, man. We still love you guys, but just know that don't please don't feel any type of way or hold any type of grudge if when we get to that next level, don't say, well, damn, Chip and Big Boo and Dog Man, they acting funny now. No, it's not we acting funny.
Not
We just know that, at the same time, pigeons and eagles, they don't fly on the same level. Ever.
that part. Mm-hmm.
Ever. If you want to sit there and just make the culture about you and your personal family, so be it. But we got, bigger horizons
Fish
and
to
things we
fry.
can't tackle. If your goal can't incorporate everybody else's goal, then your goal ain't big enough.
Your goal ain't big enough. That's a fact.
Your goal ain't big enough. Your dream ain't big enough. And you're sitting there wasting your time. A polo picture ain't gonna get you but so much. Now I will drop this jewel, right? Polo itself is the only clothing brand that I know that increases in value.
Mm-hmm.
So, some of y'all, instead of running around, jumping from cab to cab or Uber to Uber or bus to bus or train to train, go sell some of them polo shirts and go get yourself a whip. I mean, it's unbelievable the prices they asking for some of this worn, torn. Listen, I got a Silk Crazy shirt that got a Lizzie hole in it. And it got like little ink stain on the side, because at that time, I ain't
At
not
that time, they had
busted.
the ink on.
Listen, they offering 2,500 for it. It got a Lizzie hole. It's worn. You kidding me? Man, come get up off some of that low and come out here and invest and sit there and build legacy the correct way for you and your family. But my bad, Hattie.
It's okay. It's okay. We here together.
What,
We here together. No.
what does LRL mean?
Ladies respect low.
Okay.
Also, ladies rocking low. That's what it stands for.
No doubt. Salute, Shell.
We respect it, so we rock it.
Somebody said, Ski said if you think they hate you now, watch when you pull this shit off. R.I.P. Ski Black, no doubt. Fact.
Yes, I remember Ski telling me that. Ski said we was at the 911 thing that Hattie-Lo did. And I said, well, Ski, nah, I can do it. I'm telling you. He said, Hattie, I'm telling you, they don't like you now, and they don't even know who you are. And you get ready to go pull the women together. Good luck. I fought though. Ski, I'm making you proud.
No doubt.
Making you proud.
No doubt. And I'm gonna give another thing with Ski. Because of Ski, and things he went through, that's what made me write my book. That's what made me really push forward and push everything aside and really sit down and focus. And for all the individuals who think, well, Dad, I would like my story told. I always want to write a book. I wrote my book on my cell phone. Let me make sure I say this again. I used my cell phone, Microsoft Word, and wrote the book. When we put it on the computer, it just looked like one long paragraph of text messages. And my kids helped me break it down paragraph to paragraph and put it in structural form and all that other good stuff, man.
Amazing.
Listen, oh, the other myth about writing a book, and it's gonna cost so much to get it published. Publishing is free if you go through the right proper channels. And those who stay till the end, I'm also drop the information on how to get your personal book published out there in stores. If you want to write a kid's book, if you want to write comic book, coloring book, whatever it is, I'm gonna show you how to do it and get it published for free. That's our free game for y'all. Just for hanging out with us.
Right.
Hattie.
So that book,
as far as,
that
as far as
that book,
the
that book by Hattie-Lo coming soon. A few of them.
listen, and it's overdue.
It
It's well
is.
overdue. And the one thing I can say is we always think that we got time. Like, hey, I got time. I'll get to it later. Just write. You sitting on the toilet, or you about to just text. Like I said, you got all of us got these smartphones. They got Microsoft Word on it. Just text it. Text down your thoughts. Oh yeah, I remember this, and just text it down real quick. Before you know it, you're gonna have 300-page, 400-page book ready to be published. You're just gonna need somebody to probably proofread it,
And
put
that's
the
something
proper
I've
comments and all that other stuff.
and that's something I've passed on to LRL ladies. And I tell them, start writing down. Write down from when you first came around this culture. Start from there. Add it into what you have already done. I tell all of them, start writing. Start writing where all of y'all can have a book.
Facts. The proceeds from books, they are very nice. I mean, not the they are when they come and they actually cut checks. It is a very nice thing. You know, residual income is nice. Period. When you sit there and you have
Anyway,
something,
that's right.
yeah,
Residual. That's
residual
right.
income is always a beautiful thing.
That's
So
right.
get yourself some. I'm gonna help y'all get yourself some residual income. So anybody that would like to find out more about LRL and join or help or whatsoever, even even if they didn't want to come full-fledged LRL member, but they wanted to help during the drive, or how could they who should they reach out to, and so on and so forth to get that process rolling?
Well, if you want to know anything as far as LRL, join in. If you want to join as women, if you even just want to deal with the community service, because we do have one person in there that she works 2 jobs, so she's not, but she comes out to the events, like when we're doing events, and she gets donations and things like that when it comes down to anything we're dealing with as far as, the drives. You can always contact Danielle, the event planner. You can contact Honey Bun, which is the secretary of LRL. You can actually hit me up. You can hit up Amy, because those are all the leaders. You hit up the leaders, Amy Lowe. You hit up Dina, Tasha Stewart, and Mecca.
Okay.
So
Make sure.
those are all the leaders. You can hit up any one of them, and they will direct you wherever you need to, whatever area you need to be in.
I'm also make sure a lot of times when we're familiar with an organization, and we kind of uh might even collab and do some things together that road. What I am going to do is put y'all link uh for y'all particular page on my page. So when I post something, y'all link will be there, and they can hit the link from my page. Or if they ever want to live and they want to know, we're typing on in the comment section of exactly how they can find y'all on Instagram or any other social media sites that y'all particularly on.
Okay.
Let me see the time. Okay, we good. We moving a good time, Hattie. Good time.
Okay.
Now for the people like myself, I'm gonna call myself the nosy people, right? For the nosy people, there's one thing that I definitely would like to know. In the process of you putting LRL together, were you faced with any opposition? Or you ain't gotta go into exact opposition, because we're gonna get into on the super chat But when faced with any opposition that deterred you to say, you know what, I ain't even got to deal. You know what I mean? Like you just wanted to just call it a rap. Like, you know what I mean? Because I know my attitude is like, yo, I'm doing so much still. Ain't time for foolishness. Was there ever a moment like during the process you put LRL together that the devil kind of crept in and threw themselves threw his wrench out there?
Yes, it was. And it was the biggest devilish move I ever seen in my life that I had to ever come across and remain humble.
Well, we definitely gonna get to that on a Hattie remix part 2 on the Super Tribe channel. Y'all make sure if y'all not subscribed to
I tried to say that as nicely as I can say that.
yeah. If you're not subscribed to the Ralphie Kids or Super Tribe channel, please find the links. They should be all on our Instagram pages and our Facebook pages. I'm not sure where y'all are, how y'all on the live now, but for those individuals that are, if you could put the links to the Super Chief page and the link to the Ralphie Kids page, and Politics Usual, the Session TV, you're gonna get extreme content on all 3 platforms. One platform is more so like Jerry Springer, but it's all in good love. At
It's
the end
all
of
in
the day,
exactly. It's all in
yeah,
good
we
love.
kind of would just resolve some things internally so that we can move forward. And then the other channels is probably like the Montel Williams show and Oprah, where you're gonna sit there and hear our personal backgrounds and how we pretty much got to where we are now. So Hattie, just out of funness, where would you like to see LRL? Let's just say 5 years from now.
In a whole office building.
Okay.
A whole office building, actually giving kids scholarships. In so many areas, even grabbing up some of these men and allowing them to help out in areas as far as the kids, not the foolery, but pushing all of us getting together and pushing these kids more, because it's different out here. I don't know. We don't know what's about to happen out here, but it's about to happen. We need to come together a little bit more than what we're doing to make this happen. And the separation, and we don't need none of that. Let's build these kids up. Let's build these kids up to be better kids. We LRL, we want to push. We talk about, we have a young lady, and she stayed on top of that, pushing for the scholarships as far, for the kids and the nonprofits and things like that. So hopefully next year, I'm never going to say that we're not grounded, because I feel like we were grounded from day one. Even with the fights against us, we still grounded because we're still here. But we have so much more in store, and we will never stop. We will never stop,
Let me make sure I make this clear again for anybody that just tuned in and just started watching whatsoever. LRL is a ladies movement. You do not have to you don't have to wear polo at all to be a part of this movement. So long as you come with your heart and your hands ready to work and put in some groundwork and willing to give back and so on and so forth, you are accepted. Application approved. Bam. That easy.
No mix up.
UWL is the same way, but definitely LRL. See, one thing about UWL that's a little bit difficult is, like you said, we're a group of men. So whenever women do wanna
It's different.
It definitely gets kind of
it gets crampy.
yeah. You find yourself being more of a counselor than you are a leader. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like I said, any woman that would like more information on ULL, LRL is available to sit
Yes.
down and we double vouch for them on all aspects of life. I also vouch for RLPC because at the end of the day,
Yes.
when I first came home, RLPC, that team was the first team that I seen active in the streets, giving back, so on and so forth. And it really,
amazing team.
to me, it was super amazing. Them shout out to all them guys and women in RLPC. They inspired us to really, get up off our ass and really get up out here and get active and help. Now, for all those individuals who, oh yeah, they doing this and they're taking pictures, and let me explain something to you. For you to get your 503C license, you have to be able to prove that you're helping the community. You can't prove that with no pictures. Do you understand? Let me make sure y'all understand this. Let me make sure I say it again. It's not to ridicule, to down, or to add any compound anything that person is going through as far as whatever trials and tribulation they're having. It is to help us get more funding so we can help them on an even bigger aspect. That's what it's for.
Yes.
So if y'all ever see, somebody pop up and they give your child something, they, show up camera whatsoever, not all of those individuals is out there for themselves. They're out there doing some things so that they can get approved for their 503C license so that they can get the proper donations and write the proper grants to get funding for their organization to help the people on a bigger level. Just wanted to make sure I say that real quick.
Thank you.
So, LRL, do y'all ever have let me make sure I say this, trying to be politically correct. Besides book bag jobs and besides scholarships for the kids and so on and so forth, one thing I would like to collab with each and every team on is I would like to do an adult prom for all those individuals such as myself who didn't get a chance to walk across the stage. I never got a chance to get the book. You'll understand why. But for the most part, I never got a chance to walk across the stage with my graduation hat and so on and so forth. So to be able to get that experience of a prom, I never been to a prom at all.
Okay.
I want to, us as adults get together and put together, a huge prom environment where we rent out rent out something and go there dressed up and if you're married, you go with your spouse. If if you whoever you're messing with in the culture, whatever it is. But yeah, it'd be be a nice prom atmosphere. I also would like to collab with well, I'm gonna say challenge other teams to get together, and I would like to do a barbecue strictly for the homeless. See, one thing when you're homeless and you're out there in the streets and you're living on you feel dehumanized. Could you imagine if we throw a barbecue for them? They hearing music, they able to dance, they able to eat, they able to feel that is an awesome feeling. You feel human again. And people ain't walking away from you, they're walking towards you to embrace you and show you that there's still hope. It gives a lot of people still hope. Just like a quick story for y'all, right? So on my job, I ain't gonna use the job. I'm gonna use one of the homeless drives that we did, right? We went down under the bridge in Baltimore, near Central Booking, and we gave out, clothes. I had, some old suits, and some of my shoes, and it's one guy, right? You know how somebody just stand off his all. He was waiting till everybody else, get all. We had deodorant, toothpaste, soap. He made sure everybody else got these stuff, and he just was sitting in the back and just kept watching, right? So I called him over to me, and I asked him, what particularly what he said, sir. The only thing I want, man, is like, man, if you got, a decent suit, a decent pair of shoes, and a belt, he was like, man, I really would appreciate it, right? I really don't want to share it, but that guy, right, took that suit and them shoes, and 3 months later came to my job as a temporary employee,
Wow.
and we hired him permanently. And here's the crazy part, right? I'm at work and I didn't recognize him.
But he
He came over
recognized
to me.
you.
He was like, Chip. He was like, you don't remember me? First thing in my mind, negative things I done did, whatever, da da da. He was like, nah. He was like, I was that guy, who asked you for the suit. He was like, I took that suit. I walked to the temp agency from downtown all the way to Dundalk. Anybody in the Baltimore area, that is like walking from downtown Brooklyn to St. John's and Utica. That is that type of walk.
Wow.
Going from Albee Square Mall to St. John's Utica
Wow.
is that distance that he walked. Him and his family, him and his wife, they chose to live on the streets because in the shelter they wouldn't allow them to be a couple in the shelter. So they took them and their kids, and they were living on the street until he went and got that job. Man, that right there,
Wow.
that changed me in a whole nother. It put me in a whole nother level, and let me understand that what we're doing is helpful. We just don't really understand how helpful it is. Like to sit there and give a person a second chance at life itself in general, that is huge. Huge, huge, huge. So again, I salute LRL, I
Ooh.
salute RPC, and any other team. There's some other teams,
Yes.
PJC, IAC,
Yes. Yes.
Fed
I
Hill.
got
There's
respect.
a lot of other teams that's out there,
Respect to
helping the
all the
community.
teams. And there's a
Yeah,
lot of them that do things that you don't hear about. And salute to everyone. Salute to everyone that came on this platform, to
right,
show love and loyalty
right,
tonight.
right, right.
We thank you. I thank you. I thank you. LRL, thank you. And
I
for
definitely think
anybody who
that.
needs to reach out to us.
Yeah, we got like 7 minutes left, Hattie. Right? And here's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
I was saving this question, and I was saving this question. But one thing about these social media platforms, it's unfortunate that chaos and bullshit outweighs positive messages.
True.
So we're gonna give the people just a glimpse of what that super chat channel gonna give them in full blast, in full respect. Shout out to Australia, shout out to Mexico, shout out to
Salute to you all.
Venezuela, shout out to who else is in the building? Nicaragua, shout out to
Salute.
Nebraska, shout out to
Salute.
man, listen, shout out to Brooklyn, shout out to wherever you from, shout out to ATL, North Carolina. Listen, we appreciate you. I am humbled that y'all
Yes.
took the time
Yes.
to come and build with us real quick. But Hattie,
Yes.
the people really want to know before I get on this building journey and showing them how to do some things as far as building their net worth for it. The people love to know, The other day when you went live, right?
Yes.
You went from the heart, and I see. I seen the back of the day, Hattie. I know what Hattie was capable of back when we was growing up. I know that Hattie, right? To see you transform that to that, what is it that pulled your button or press that nerve to activate that super trait, Hattie? You
Stupid.
ain't gotta say the person name.
No.
We're gonna address them people on
Yes,
the
I
super
will.
trait channel. But
But the stupidity,
okay.
the belittling, the acting like you're not average, the acting like you other than somebody else. Don't when you dig a grave nowadays, you got to dig too. You're not supposed to just dig it for the person you think is not valued. You got to dig it for you too, because sometimes the person that you digging it for is more valued than you.
Mm, that's a fact. That's a fact. So I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna just hold you on that one, right? And the rest of this interview, we're gonna take it on over to Super Tribe channel. I'm gonna announce it on Instagram when we're gonna be on that Instagram when we're gonna be on Super Tribe Live with part 2 of the Super Tribe Hattie. That not the Hattie not the LRL Hattie. We're gonna take you to the Super Tribe Hattie. Because a lot of boneheaded things in the culture is being done, and they need it's finally about time for a lot of this stuff to be addressed and buried under the rug and all that other stuff so that we can move forward. Like in order for grass to grow, you gotta cut the weeds.
That's
I
right.
mean, you gotta cut and pull the weeds and all that other stuff. So don't take it personal.
Don't.
If you know you did some boneheaded things, you can get on a platform and you can apologize for the boneheaded thing that we can move forward. If not,
Sit back.
just know don't take it as a threat either. I'm not threatening y'all.
Yeah.
I want y'all to go tell on us or none of that other stuff. Just know that we definitely will address you and give you the opportunity to explain why you did some of this boneheaded stuff that you did or have done. So Super Cat Channel, stay tuned. But while we got these 3 minutes left, Hattie, I really appreciate you, man. I love you to death.
I
We
appreciate you
definitely
too,
gonna
bro.
build.
Salute always.
We
Thank
gonna
you, everybody who came up and showed love. And I mean, I know I can't really see. I'm getting older, but I wasn't able to respond back to those who were writing, But love always, love and loyalty first and foremost. Respect and manners also drop in the same category. Where I come
back.
from, I respect and I love everyone.
R.I.P. Dread Alcompa. R.I.P. to the Dread, man. Definitely it was YouTube legend. Grew up on the block, right on St. John and Troy with me. I mean, grew up on the block.
Yeah,
Facts.
that was definitely
I'm gonna make sure, all the fallen soldiers, man, we're gonna make y'all proud. I promise you. Your
yes, yes,
name will not be forgotten.
forgotten. Yes,
That's a fact. Like I said, anybody incarcerated, that was heavy, in the movement
in the
or
movie,
even light in the movement. You was part of the movement, believe me, your
you never
name
forgotten
would not
either.
be forgotten. We love y'all.
Exactly,
We definitely doing things to make sure that when you come home, you ain't gotta go back that route.
exactly.
That there's opportunities out here for you, uh, that you could come in and we can get money on a whole nother
On a
level
better
now.
right on a yes,
Back.
a positive positivity.
All right, let me see. All right, everybody, y'all run, grab a pen, pad, so on and so forth. I'm gonna teach y'all what we call it's called the rule of 72. Uh, Basically, it's a formula. It is the formula that all scientists and all mathematicians use to tell you how fast your money would double at what clip. Uh, the rule of 72 is so important because think about it. If you put money in the bank, right? Let's say you put $1,000 in the bank. how long would it take for your $1,000 to become $2,000? You know, a lot of people, like I said, our parents only taught us go to school, get a good education, come out, get a good job, save your money, save your money,
Brooklyn
put it in the
all day,
bank. Right?
yes.
That's what they taught us. But they never taught us, you know, what type of banking institution to use, what type of accounts we should put our money in. All we heard was from other broke people of, you know, hey, put your money in, you know, if you got kids, put it in a CD. If you got kids, put it in no, all that information is false. CDs, the act it's an acronym for a certificate of death. How that work is, if you put, let's just say, $10,000 in a CD for a child, right? When that child turned 18, they go to get that 10,000 from the CD. That's 10,000 that just hit their gross income. So if they making 40,000 a year at the time, they get a $10,000 CD. They got to pay taxes on that, and now you got to pay taxes on the 50,000, which they really physically ain't touch. So be careful of some of these investment vehicles that you're putting your money in. If you have a child, if you have a younger sibling, if you have a younger cousin or younger whoever, somebody else that you love, right? What you can do is Google the 529 plan. A 529 plan, number one, the average interest rate on a 529 plan is about 15, 20%, 12%, you know, depending on what institution you go to, you know, whether it's Wells Fargo or Chase or Citibank, you know, just tell them, go to the financial advisors and just say, hey, listen, I want more information on the 529 plan. Here's how 529 plans work. You can dump as much money in a 529 plan as possible. It goes in tax-free, and you can take it out tax-free because those accounts is set up for kids. Kids can't legally pay taxes, but you're the adult on the account, so you have check writing privileges on that account. I'm putting y'all on to free game. Like if you want to save money and you're doing it on an account that's doing 12% in interest, if you take the number 12, right, and you divide it into 72, anybody that's pretty decent in math, you know that means your money gonna double at least one time every 6 years. So ask yourself, if my money doubling every 6 years, right? Let's just say you put $30,000 in there from your 401k. You transfer from your 401k, you put it in a 529 plan. Now your money doubling every 6 years, right? Your 30,000 6 years from now is now 60,000, and so on and so forth. So just ask yourself, how many 6-year time periods do you have left, and how much can you possibly get saved in the course of a year? My goal, every single live, I'm going to teach and preach you how to accumulate more income so that you're able to save more, so that your money can double for you even faster, if that makes sense. You know, also, here's another trick, hack, or whatever you want to call it. If you really want to change your family tree forever, write this down. Do not listen to them people that say, I got life insurance on my job, I'm good. If you got a life insurance policy from your job, right? Here's a fact. If you do not have a copy of the policy, that means your job is the owner of the policy. They're going to use your death proceeds to train the next employee. Go get a copy of the policy from your job. Call HR and let them know, listen, I need a copy of this insurance policy so I can see exactly what y'all have and make sure that my beneficiaries is who my beneficiary is going to be. It's very important, y'all. if you think about it, God prayed for all the individuals that died in 9/11. All of them individuals that jumped from the building and it was televised, their families did not get paid a death proceed. They had to take out GoFundMe's for them. If you don't believe me, Google it. Anytime you hear a travesty, a war travesty, anything like that, a lot of insurance policies does not cover acts of war. This is a fact. Look, that's why I said you have to get a copy of your policy to see what's excluded. For all my drivers, contact whoever, I don't care who your car insurance company is. Contact them and find out, do they cover natural disasters? That means if a hurricane whatever hit Brooklyn, New York, or anywhere on the planet right now, are they going to cover your car? The answer is no.
Yup, that's what they did to me.
That is an exclusion. They exclude that. So you have to make sure you talk to the agent and let them know, listen, I need that move. I need the policy that does cover me no matter what happens. So if you're paying full coverage, but yet they're not going to cover you for a natural disaster, then what you paying full coverage for? I'm giving y'all free game, y'all. This is free things that you can, and I don't want you to take my word for it. You can Google it. You can talk to your providers. You can talk to your insurance agents. You can do some things. Now, life insurance, y'all. I'm going to give y'all a quick life insurance lesson. Life insurance was not called life insurance back in the days. It was called death insurance.
That's right.
It was placed on cattle, chickens,
That's
the land. It was not placed on people because they were superstitious. Nobody gonna put something on them that says death insurance. So with the insurance industry, they understood that. They said, you know what, we're gonna play a word, we're gonna play word semantics with the people. We're gonna change it from death insurance to life insurance. Life insurance now sounds like, hey, if I'm gonna live, I'm gonna get some insurance money. It don't work that way. You gotta die. I don't want to call this like, you can't call insurance companies out by name. But I will say this: there's an insurance company, right? As soon as you have a baby, they pass you a pamphlet. It has a baby on their logo, right? And they say this is the family grow up plan. What they don't tell you is, in order for your family member to grow up and get that policy proceed, that child gotta die, or one of the siblings gotta die to get the proceed. Yeah, so you just think about it. If I got 300 million people all giving me $1 a month, I'm good. But the people giving $1 a month ain't. This is free game, y'all. You know, every live I'm gonna give y'all financial tips, financial advisory things. But this is one more last thing about life insurance, right? Let's just say, you know, a lot of us is older now, and you know, we got ailments, you know, those who got high blood pressure, diabetes, whatever it is, right? When you're younger though, you don't have those things. That's your earning years. At those times is where you should get yourself the highest policy you could possibly get. But do not get any insurance policy that says accidental death. Most accidental death policies is placed on firefighters, is placed on police officers, is placed on our servicemen and women. Those policies are a trick. Here's what I mean by that. Let's just say me and you was in a head-on collision. And by head-on collision, they fly us to Johns Hopkins or whatever hospital, right? During that flight in the medevac, you catch a cardiac arrest. My friend, you know, all the men and women, if you did not die in that accident, they're not gonna pay that policy. That's a fact. If you don't believe me, call your insurance agents, ask them. Do not get no policies that say accidental death. It is the worst policy ever made to in existence. It is put there to not pay out. Get yourself any policy that is for a term. And here's why I say a term. Because when you're younger, you don't have as many responsibilities as you have when you get older. So you might not have the house. You might not have no kids. You might not have those things when you're younger. At that time, right, you can sit there and get yourself a term policy where you pay maybe $25 a month and they give you $1 million in coverage because you're super healthy. You're gonna get a preferred policy. Let's visit that for a second. Just imagine $1 million, right? That you're able, if Lord willing, God foreseen, if anything happened to you, you don't have them cash the policy out. Have them transfer it into a 529 plan or into any vehicle that's gonna earn you more in interest. Why? The interest off the policy is gonna pay your family forever. Gonna have you making $100,000 a year just for breathing. That's a fact. Tune in next episode. I'll give y'all more tips and trips. You know, I really appreciate this time. Hattie, again, double salute. We love you.
Right here.
Tune in to Hattie.
Salute.
On the Super Trife round 2, where we, you know, address a lot of these bozos.
Yeah, we on our way.
Facts.
Salute
love
to
y'all.
everybody
Appreciate y'all.
who showed love, who came up, press the like button. Let's go.
No doubt. You know, like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. You know, tell a friend to tell a friend.
And I also hope that y'all wrote down and took down the info that Chip-Lo was offering. You know, it's free info. You know, it don't cost you nothing. Knowledge itself is the best.
Fact. This is a fact. And I actually do these seminars at you know, at schools and at different conferences, because we didn't have no financial advisors to look up to when I was growing up.
That's right.
You know, they weren't heard of. You know, I'll tell you one thing though, off the air, an insurance agent, that's the best job to have on the planet. I'm gonna tell you why, right? Every time you pay your policy, that insurance agent get a check. That's a fact. I want to make sure I say this clearly again. So let's just say you sold 10 policies this month. Next year, this month, you ain't got to sell nothing. You still got 10 checks coming. That's why most of the insurance companies, the biggest and tallest building in every state. I also teach people how to pass that insurance exam so they could get their license and go provide for their family. So, you know, if you want more information, just hit me up. I got y'all. I promise you. We're gonna make it to the top together. And I see y'all all at the top.
Peace, Bert. Peace, brother.
Peace. Look at Spurt Low. Australia in the house, man. That's awesome. Australia. We got Team Japan coming up here too. Real soon. Yeah, that's you know, that's just huge.
Yes.
I don't know where to
salute to y'all.
Salute to